seconds. It's a bit unfortunate. But of course, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to be able to do. Headtrick, definitely one of the players to be watching out for here into this matchup. You got Magno Jess there on the opposite end of the spectrum there for BetBoom. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, those two players are going to have to really perform to really bring things through. But without further ado, it is that time. You guys are going to be heading on your way, and it looks like map 1 is about to come underway.
Here we go. Hopping into the action here, going to be kicking things off on Nuke, and looking forward to this again because this is a slight adjustment here in the veto. BetBoom, last time around here, I should say Bait, they picked into Anubis here instead of Nuke. So as this first pick rolls through, I'm interested to see what that adjustment's going to lean on here for this squad. Got some game plans. Already a successful veto last time around here, but quick out of the gates here. Magno already being able to offer up some kills with the dual Berettas and looking to find some more here, much more in fact, but traded out eventually here, and still one more extra kill out of Chiron is going to put Alex into a 1v2, and you're going to get your answer as to what he can bring to the table here very quickly.
Classic rush ramp. That with the dual Berettas, it's never going to be fun, but they still managed to overcome Alex. Already having these 2 kills in the round looks to... It's a clutch. AGL has room that he can actually play this one out if he has time. Be able to isolate a 1 versus 1 as well, because that sound cue's been given over, and they're both next to one another. It's going to be the run on in, and they should have the spacing enough to where the jump across will allow Siren to finish the job, and it's a great start for them. Magnoja's, statistically speaking as well, the best player on Nuke for this team, and quite considerably so, but more so than that, I want to watch out for Zorte, as his AWP is one of the more, I'll say, aggressive to find opening picks. He at least tries to a decent amount of the time and gets pretty decent success on it as well. I'd say even more so than we'll try to see a head trick. I'm actually very curious to see how that head-to-head will go.
Yeah, it should be fun to watch those two battle it out. I think head trick again on this kind of tier 2 element has been a lot more willing to be a playmaker.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes still has his passive opping, but it's again not the same head trick that we were seeing on NIP where he feels kind of obsolete. He actually is going to be part of these plays, and that again has given his game a whole extra element and his team a whole extra element. So you like to see that, but the Khalil's early getting tagged out. Scared off here. Again, there's that economy change we keep highlighting here, and you can see there's 2 smokes just been tossed in towards that outer yard to scale. But they don't have anything besides that. I mean, this is just going to be how they try and win around here off the back of those 2 bits of utility.
Ooh, there's a wall that they could spam along the line of if they so please, and when they do get their damage down range, it is going to be still a 1-for-1. The T-sign with these guns are going to have an opportunity to sneak down lower, but the smokes have faded. Nobody's going to have a sight line onto the cross, though, and they're going to have no idea. The rotation's only going to be the MP9. But if you got Nafany, it's not the range that you want to be at. If they walk it over to you, might be a chance. He spots them. He's going to call the reinforcements, call the troops back in and over, and I'm assuming that someone on the upper bomb site is going to lock them out from A, but Nafany is still going to have to stick up.
Ooh, yeah, and he just gets run down right there. At least Zorte's in a position to offer up some trades, and they deal with that lurking presence of Alex. They're hunting down this kill. Magno making an active move right around the corner.
Oh, no!
Let them both slip on by. They're back-to-back right now, but Magno has 2 freebies on the silver platter right there for him. I'll be able to mop it up right there. BetBoom. They give away a bomb plant, but they hold steady up against the Galil purchase.
Split second of timing, and Magno would have been caught off guard by the first, and Zorte was not really swung out wide enough to where you could have expected him to trade, not on both of the players at the very least, but yeah, you said it yourself, offered up on a silver platter. Doesn't get much easier for Magno in that moment. To get really heated up in this game is going to be a big plus for them, letting him get these kills. How quickly could he have found the both of them? That was nice. Really calm.
Also, such a proactive move right there when his teammate kind of leaves him alone. Like that's such a risky move, but also kind of instinctual right there from Magno, which I really like to see. From a younger player, it's tough to have those sort of right instincts.
Yeah.
So.
But let alone the right ones, just the ones that, you know, you can actually like trust yourself with, you know,
right,
actually taking that initiative. Ooh. Youch.
Now he's kind of trapped in. Using any tools to get out of this position here. Just looking for an escape. We're going to let his teammates take some more contact towards that outer yard at this point here. So yeah, he'll just adjust in towards the ramp side of things.
It was quiet, but they're all around. They're about to flood down into mini, so it seems. And that Deagle has already rung one in the back of the site, sending him packing. But you gotta be careful if you're Magno here. It's the displacement of your crosshairs, you're exposed from Hut once more. And you can't be when Alex is heating up. Is this the level we come to expect from them, though? But the in-game leader on the other end, Nafany, he's gonna one-up Ukrainian. As we now see them one-up around. Nuke on the CT side has so far looked pretty in control for BetBoom, but that wasn't the buy. It still gets a little hairy there, but reined back in at the very least by the end. But even so, Exner, I want to know what your thoughts are on this T side of Nuke, if you have seen anything from BetBoom or Headtrick or anything from any of these players individually, because I've not actually gotten to actually catch any of these games other than the one from BetBoom I casted last.
I mean, I just feel like, again, when you're talking about Bait, this MPL performance that he's been able to bring here, rather consistent, has been very impressive. Again, a player that doesn't need a lot of resources right now to succeed. Lands a nice AG right there in the Magno, and then Captain Kirk able to follow up. So, I mean, again, it's this outer yard control here that I think they can work really well. And what they have been able to pull through really strong is these very quick reactions. Just doesn't seem like this team hesitates when they know that they have an opening. Even in that last round, you can see how quickly everyone is able to scale in towards that A side.
Right.
And while they aren't able to land that trade onto Nafany, so explosive that it can catch you off guard.
Yeah, it seemed to be in the right place at the right time in the mid-round for a majority of their T side. I say yesterday we saw that almost 100% of the time. That's honestly extremely cool to see from a younger roster in general, all five. Nobody really all that experienced. There's no veteran right now. Sliding it into A, I said it, and it seems to materialize itself once again where everybody is in their place. Ready to snap into that site as the damage is dealt, but through the box, Zorte, he's not going to let this round subside just yet, and Chiron might get another 1v1, but will he be ready for it? Headtrick's opposite, just around this corner. Zorte is looking to join him. It's going to be weird. Combat op. Medium range, but Chiron reads it. Good clear. Really good clear. Something you don't see every day, and now he's up for maybe this retake. Already 20 seconds left onto the clock, though. They're going to need to slide in soon. One kit, Zorte's got it, and Chiron's going to lead the brunt of the charge. But you can't expose yourself not too wide, because Chiron will take that fight every day of the week, but you can expect him to win it, but not when he's blind. Oh, back up off of the floor, and Bait gotten themselves one.
Oof. A little parting gift right there for Chiron as well. Dealing with another kill. They lose out on the op of Headtrick right there, so it becomes a very pricey round at the end of the day for Bait, as those exits start to flow through. And again, you can see the explosiveness right here, the quick trades, the great spacing rolling through, just no ability to multi-kill here at all for BetBoom. The only thing that really ended up being a little bit weird was the post plants, right? Like Headtrick just kind of dancing around in mini, exposed to a couple different positions, and well, that's a bit of a surprise. It doesn't end up costing them anything other than his op that he won't have in this round.
Still, he's a pretty stellar rifler.
True.
Gotta give him credit where credit is due. That natal blow smoke wide, and it'll give line of sights on anybody who might have been the backside of red, but as they lose that life, Zorte the one to claim it. It's that AWP I mentioned with these opening picks, and it's only on the CT side we're seeing him get off to this start, so that's a good omen for them moving down the stretch.
Huge relief right there. It's gonna set in a lot of hesitation as well. As MPL goes down, you don't have to rotate as many players down towards that lower side, but a ramp take here with a smoke in between them. How much can Chiron get out of this position as his op is still able to pluck out players in the meantime right now? And Chiron's still not caught around these angles. They're so careful to take him down, but ends up still being able to trade out pretty favorably, although Nafany on his little solo mission through lobby proves to be costly, gives another trade back here. There's 45 seconds chances to route this one on in. It probably just straight up has to be that lower side that they go into. Evan Rapp being covered by an op of Zorte, and it's going to be Magno Jez that they have to get past here in the control.
Zorte's done his job. He's gotten his 2 kills. He's gotten them into a position where BetBoom have all of the information available to them. Magnojis just needs to stay alive at this point. 22 seconds. He calls in the rest. He has a Molotov. He can stop them from getting down onto him. He doesn't want to be too hasty under this duel, yo. We're swung open. The flash to bounce off of it. But he's going to be able to find his one. It's only Alex, but he's tucked. 1 bullet will finish Zorte. 2 to take Magnojis. Siren, he's really going to have to do God's work if they flood in through and he's able to line them up because they're both from the same angle. He often walks to the left side, but he'll be found. Low HP under the next would have been an easy enough fight, but that nade, it's going to make things all the more complicated as they get the defusal and they're back up to it 4-1, and the T sign at least get that extra couple of $100 from the bomb planted. Yeah, I gotta say though, once again, seeing the sniper just positioned around the map, at the very least been a saving grace for them for him to be at the right place at the right time and stay alive after it as well.
I definitely feel like for Zorte, this map here, well, alongside like Overpass is one of his like specialties, but definitely Nuke right now, where he does some of his best work, which again, just being in the right place, right position, also getting a little bit of love for your team right there, HEing open the smoke so you can take those outer yard duels, deal with MPL. I mean, once you find that guy, it makes it so much easier to reposition throughout the map right there, so
yeah,
you can definitely tell there's a lot of value in giving this guy some support here on this BetBoom squad. And while I don't think necessarily it's been like the best opping he's been able to deliver this year on this BetBoom roster, it's good to see him getting some love right now by the squad.
Yeah, it's cool to see that they've got 3 players really that they can dedicate resources to, depending on the round type, you know?
Absolutely.
Whoa, there's a player who just crossed and one just flies down. Magnojis, he got caught off twice, but neither player had their gun out and neither were actually looking to fight him. Good kill.
So aggressive, and Zorte is able to actually cut off that player that snuck down towards Secret. And he just keeps on swinging, man. Just keeps on swinging. You get this guy in an aim duel. Odds are he's gonna win it. Snaffany will go down, and a lot of damage done, but it is still left into a now 1v3. Little flank action. Rolling through there. Siren will be able to cap it off. And not without some impressive shots coming through there from Cynthia, but
Butte.
they got a tough start here, and again, this is BetBoom kind of rerouting their veto from a successful series last time around here as well, which is just very interesting to me. They weren't the ones that needed to necessarily like change things up, right?
Yeah, it's uncharacteristic we'll see NPL this absent as well, I'll make note of. It's typically he who is leading the charge on both halves, at the very least giving them openings. It might not be the most positive of players, and it's never easy to do that on T side. It's typically where you're just breaking even, and that's really your job done, but still, I need to see him elevate his level just that little bit more and head trick with his AWP to stick it to Zorte. That'll be a good way back into this map. Of course, picked by bait, it's gonna need to look at least a little bit more well composed, but no nade to blow open the smoke other than Magnojis. If he uses it too soon, they might be able to abuse that fact, actually, because they've done it on the same timing time and time again, and as he does spot one body, that isn't going to tell the whole story.
Oh man, tracking around that smoke right there. MPL playing a dangerous game, but he manages to evade all of those shots and get in towards the back of Big Garage. Right now he's looking for kills towards this outer yard, not just space here, and I think he's gonna have one back turned, freebie offered up, and finally MPL gets some revenge for his fights towards that outer yard.
Man up, this is a good look for them.
MPL just keeps disrupting towards that outer yard. You can see it's selling rotations right now, and Nafany doesn't hear the drop right there from Captain Kirka. So free access in towards that B side, and Zorte can't even split his attention that way. Still has to fight towards this outer yard right now, in which they're hunting these kills down as well. MPL will find it, and there's no way Kyron's getting out of this one alive. They got him boxed in.
Oh, they're running at him.
How many flashes we got? We got 2, I think.
Gotta send one. Oh my lord, they're all like sneaking up on him. This is like Mission Impossible to try and get through. There's one flash, not deep enough. The second one not going to be utilized, but all 5 are here, and he's not going to be able to topple any more than the singular. Everyone on that mission, all at the same time, before the bomb has even reached a reasonable point of detonation, to be honest. But you know what? I'll take it. It's fun, and it keeps them a little bit more honest with themselves about how they're going to be able to navigate the rest of this half economically. BetBoom.
Sure. How Anthony didn't hear him right there. Might have been some like communications going on right there. So just couldn't catch the drop, but also behind a smoke, so sometimes that can shroud the noise as well. But as you mentioned here, you know, you finally get to see MPL lift off towards that outer yard, and look where it leads them. It gets Alex a kill as he lurks out towards A. Just separates the rotate so effectively.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of hell for BetBoom to play around.
If there were two investments to go in on right now, it would be the AWP onto Zorte, and it'd be the utility onto the outside player who's been so good at zoning them off in Magnoj's, even though he doesn't have a weapon. He'll go down Nafany inside of Mini, though, and that's going to be a problem, because that's going to make them able to split and decide with the only rifle they have up other than the sniper. But Magnoj's, he's here. He's dropped a kill with the 5-7, and almost given an opportunity onto another, wasting enough time for having players to slot in. Hold on. Zorte, now, you go for this if you're him.
Definitely give it a go here. The issue is getting out of heaven's going to be a tough task when Hetrick's covering it with an AWP. I thought they had an idea of where he is. Now they certainly know, but as he rattles that shot off here, his cutoff is being made. They got to wait until the round's a little bit more secure before they hunt this exit, though, so you can see some discipline being put in place here by Alex.
Look at this camera angle.
Glad we finally get an actual camera angle.
Yeah.
Instead of just his shoulder.
Yeah. Those are funny.
Shout out to Zorte, man. Appreciate it.
I like to see the hand movements too. It's kind of cool. He's one of the most normal-looking players with the way that his keyboard and his monitor is set up. He looks a little far. I don't know if it's just the way that the camera is.
That does look very far.
For an offer, I feel like that's not normal.
Crazy.
Yeah?
You just have his nose up to that monitor. Maybe it is the camera lens. Like.
Maybe, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know, but that looks like he's a foot away.
Like reverse JDMing almost. He's like leaning forwards to see anything.
That's nuts. Imagine if he was playing up close. This guy could be. It could be prime.
He's giving them a chance.
He's nerfing himself right now.
Okay. I can see it. Doesn't look like it, but.
I mean, honestly, good practice though for longevity, man.
Yeah. Gonna be only that op again. I mean, they had an A1S rather in the last round they could have used with it. It was Siren in the back of the A site, and both he and Zorte could have maybe combined for something. It was close, definitely close, but yeah, now only Zorte. But oh, not long for this world as he actually gets to drop the AWP into the hands of a teammate, not able to conk it in time.
Can't get it out there. Still have a play on the back site. Should be aware that Siren is oftentimes there, and they will be very diligent on the clear. Now Chiron spotted, just looking for some kills. They're hunting down the pistol. Looking for that last sweet eco that will be claimed. And Bait quickly able to respond here.
Oh, wow, 5-4. Okay. Putting their money where their mouth is on the map pick now, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. With this good T-side that they're being able to offer up here, I mean, again, I think just a key difference on these gun rounds has been MPL being able to succeed in his outer yard lurks. He doesn't have a lot of kills, but when he finds a kill, you know, sometimes it's the first of the round, and it just, again, it does such a good job of making those rotates out. So it's going to be, you know, eyes on the prize right there for MPL as he looks to continue that. Oh, but Alex, he stuck his way down the fences. And now after looking to follow him, he's hanging around there, but such a power position right now. You can cut off those rotates through the vent side of things here. And as you can see, Chiron's actually, I believe, down there with him.
Yeah, he's in the site on the rafters right now. Alex can kind of just bide his time and hope somebody makes a rotation haphazardly down through those vents. Nafany, he's super close to it, as you mentioned, and that might be exactly what he's waiting for. I don't know if he's going to get it for fun. Yeah, they have, and this is going to be a lot of info for them. It's either going to be that outside crawl, and they've got another player here. Hold on, this could be powerful.
Yeah, I think they're reading into this round perfectly. I mean, there still could be a powerful B execution, but even those players that just cleared out lobby are now around the ramp side of things here. So it's going to be 3 B-side defenders ready to go in a crossfire, and maybe even a 4th quick rotate. Start to pop that utility off here. Kyron does offer up the first kill, though. That HE does damage right there. It separates them. There's still a player in dark they haven't quite cleared out, but the kill's still rolling through from Asiniel. Doesn't quite respond to the position there of Zorte, but Hetrick with his 5-7 out does find a quick kill here. Now Magno. No idea where Hetrick lies. I mean, he's going to get loud about this rotation, but Magno just not going to be able to hear it. The only option here is to fly up the vents fast once he finally gets that sound cue. The ladder noise being made here. He should have safe access for a plant. The Molly leaning in towards the top of the vents as well is going to make his life hard. He's going to try to avoid that sound cue. No, he makes a tick. That's info right there. Hetrick can fully prime his op right now. Perfect location, perfect real estate, and a connection but no kill. An HE rolling through and a reassembly on the angle, but he can't quite find the frag. Magno will shut it down. Deny Hetrick a clutch. Strong player, as his op is his reward right there. I'll be honest, that looks like a rental, though.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I did the rentals, dude, and they gave me a damn battle-scarred one.
No way.
Yeah, what's up with that, to be honest? They're trying to nerf
tough.
me.
I got a bunch of fact news and minwares.
What?
Yeah, you got scammed.
I did, actually. That's trash. But, you know, that's... Seeing him roll back in his seat there, those are clutches you come to expect him to win, and those are clutches that he expects him to win as well.
Yeah.
Those are situations he really typically walks away with little to no issue, but this time around, beaten to the punch, a rarity. One that, even so, I have to see remedied in the rounds to come, because this is a good lead for BetBoom, a decent lead that can be extended just that little bit further, and if it is, this is going to be a pretty successful CT-sided half, but we're really not all that far away from allowing 8 back into her map.
That's a really crucial clutch right there from Magno. Gonna give them a little bit of ground to stand on here. Couldn't afford to get broken economically once again, and even like winning that round right there, bait walk into the wrong site and still find themselves into a chance to win the round, which is just proof of concept for this firepower that this team still brings. A really good reaction, really good reads from BetBoom towards the late start of this first half. Giving them those reactions, giving them those reads. And now we get into a big standstill here of a round. Very slow default. I feel like MPL waiting for his chance to strike through Mini as the rest of his roster just leaning outside of A, ready to get explosive on the side.
Waiting so very patiently for it as somebody does actually give them what they asked for, but it's the activation from Captain Kirker that's met with it. Common angle from Chiron, but one that's all the more difficult to break through when it's he who's on the other end and low on HP or the rest, and it looks like they might even just have to save it. 20 seconds left. Already up through the ladder is Alex. He's calling it. AWP picks back up. It's quits. Rightfully so. There was really no room for them to make anything of this round following that. Maybe their lack of speed this time actually comes back to bite them?
Yeah, I think the lack of speed, and also couldn't quite sell those rotates either, right? You get those out of yard smokes, but nobody budged at all on the side of BetBoom. They don't get a single rotate down in towards secret. So you still got a 3-man defense on that A side waiting for you. And too many strong angles to get past. Tough to deal with if you're on the side of bait, and again, some strength shown. I mean, as you can see, they've got all bases covered. Good luck trying to get past that one. With an extra HE as the icing on top. Be one last gun round to end the half here. Still is good news for bait. They got the purchasing power to still bring something to the table. It's right back to the same old, same old. Magno just 3 rounds in a row playing in the back of Big Garage here. Very interesting to see that over and over and over again here for Magno, but he hasn't been spotted in this position, so see if it works out on the 3rd try.
He's found a lot of success on the outside in a couple of different spots, but they've been pretty much the same as how he's played them whenever he's been there. It's just been slight variations in whether or not he plays inside of his garage, like you mentioned, like he has a couple of times, but this time around he actually falls a little bit flat. The T side allowed a moment where they're going to be able to strike, maybe trade, but effectively more so, or the CTs as Zorte still stands, left unknown. It's inner where Alex might be able to meet up with Headtrick, who sits just across. At many, those two could slip into the A site and potentially find out the only player on that end directly planted inside of it is Chiron, but Siren. He's going to be the real sleeper pick for the play, because Alex has just gotten in through Squeaky Door. Obviously, they've got no idea whether or not it's clear, but they're going to have to figure it out sooner rather than later, as Alex will clear towards Hut in a moment, and Headtrick's got the site. Both of them doing their job as intended, but it's a little bit too late from Alex as Headtrick has fallen. But we're taking good up. It's two players to 1 and 1 HP. Alex, this should be a done deal. Half one. BetBoom, really good, I have to say, on a map where bait typically look a little bit more elevated than they have here.
Yeah, I feel like some good late solutions offered up by bait, but again, it comes down to some of those outer yard duels right there that start to be won out consistently, or at least a containment game here from Magno. Again, the rounds that bait were able to win consistently rolled off of the back of MPL finding some good space there, and when he isn't able to do that, I just think the round kind of fizzles out from that point.
Yeah.
BetBoom, 3 rounds in a row where they just have too much assembly on this A side there. So great start to this this opponent's map pick for BetBoom. They get to kick things off with 8 rounds and a pistol to kick us off for the second half. We'll see if they can keep the momentum rolling here. So Asiniel just taking a couple pop shots right there. Doesn't stick around too long. He's gonna break that glass open, but they're just pushing it towards J-Hall. They're pushing into a double up setup, and Alex is just knocking heads off clean. Captain Kirka steps up right there, and they walk into a meat grinder here in J-Hall. Nafity loves scratching his heads. Not sure what to do from this point. DL might be caught. Not quite. No, just the perfect adjustment right in time. And it's going to be bait to respond with a big one here.
A little bit of ramp action in both the first and second halves, and Alex really starting to come into his own, just clotheslining them as they walk into him. There's no chance for any one of these players.
Bullets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Top of the board.
He's doing it again, man.
Again.
That's gonna be tough for him to deal with here. Not gonna want to play up against Alex when he's this powerful. And again, it's MPL and Headtrick now that she could probably call upon in this second half, especially Headtrick with the op, right?
Yeah. You know what? This is going to be a kind of throwaway round. I have a question for you, or at least a thought.
Yeah.
The CT Molly change, I just realized, that's going to really change how I think maybe like the timings of door plays might go through with a second and a half of difference. You can kind of wait that out. Like, I think a lot of teams, in my opinion, or at least a team that I would be on, just a theory craft, I think you could just wait out that door molly and then just pop into A. Because a lot of these teams aren't going to be ready for that new timing.
I think that's still going to be... Yeah, the new timing, I've noticed if you're rushing anything on the T side, you can get past a lot of stuff, but I still think it's going to do some damage on, like, that side of a corridor.
Oh, no, I mean just wait out the molly and then just, like, literally pop immediately afterwards. Because I think, like, that 1.5 second difference that people are, like, trained instinctually to be like, okay, well, there's still a molly at Squeaky Door, you know? That internal timing might be gone, so T-sides can just abuse that a little bit, maybe.
I was thinking for that outer yard as well, it'd be a lot easier to take that space, get in towards secret when people are throwing mollies in that direction. And as you can see, they're able to take that space. Alex almost caught in a big timing, but they're down the vents, they're through into mini, they're down secret. I mean, this is just way too much space right now for BetBoom. The world is their oyster right now. And MagnoJez continues to just slip those on up.
Yeah, and I was going to say, we need Headtrick to do something, but yeah, it's not going to seem like they can do anything, as they're just going to flood back up to the A site. Oh my god, he's shooting through the floor. I thought he was shooting through the vent. I didn't think that was possible.
Was it through the floor?
It was.
What?
Yeah, it was Nafany through single door.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought he was shooting him through the vent right there.
I've seen people, I think there was like at one point in time, I don't remember what version of the map it was, but there was like an op. I don't remember if it was a kill or a tag that somebody did in a pro match through the wall from the vent. It was kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, from underneath?
No, from through the vent into like onto the top of the rafters.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I just there's a lot of, like, at least there used to be a lot of cool wall bangs on Nuke.
Yeah.
Not as much anymore, not as effective.
I missed that.
I mean, I wasn't super into any of the other games besides Go, and now 2, obviously, but I do remember seeing clips from some of the older players of people like boosting and being able to diffuse through floors.
Okay, well, yeah. Yeah. I could do without that.
Yeah.
Higher wallbang, or rather, lower wallbang penetration on some of the material around the map. Thumbs up. Diffusing through the floor? Thumbs down.
No good. No good. That was a pretty dominant gun round right there from BetBoom. They got away with a lot towards that outer yard, and that's going to need to be a pretty quick adjustment here from this bait squad here. They're going to have to figure out how they want to contain them outside of the map. And I mean, again, it's just so rapid here from Magno.
I can see a pattern. I see a pattern going right now for BetBoom, and I want to see if it'll work twice. And so, seemingly it has. Magnoja's activated towards the outside, let loose to rain free to find picks, not able to do any more than the one, and everybody else faltering. Hold on. Alex hit lower. He's been able to shut it entirely down, and Nafany can't even run him through.
There you go. Kill comes through, and he closes that door right behind him. Captain Kirka caught right now inside the vents, making the right ideas, though. His back's turned. Oh, man. MPL just comes down in coverage.
Lord.
Well timed right there. Could have been a little bit more scary, but that's the adjustment I wanted to see. I mean, I guess there's a lot more resources given towards that outer yard, and it does come down to, I think, Alex delivering a really cool double kill right there, just containing that secret play that came through just so fast, but also Magno getting shut out only 1-for-1 this time. The trade available in that outer yard, whereas, you know, last round he was able to just isolate those duels through outer yard and then into the A side as well.
Yeah, I'm quick to see now that the AWP is into the hands of Zorte, and that's been one of their biggest issues, the bait team over on the other end, but yet to frag in this half thus far has he been, so let's see if he can once again find that same level of grit. He was set up to find a lot of these fights in the other end, and right now it looks like he's taking them on his own, flying forwards, leading the charge on the outside as there is no smoke for the cross just yet. Instead, there's one I think that'll hit Unbreakable just over the top of MPL, but he might be able to spot them under the cross if he goes around the left side. There's a gap, not quite, but even still, taking the opportunity to spam inside of it, he puts damage down range, and Chiron, he's looking to phase through! Oh, the gun barrel not seen! It was barely off of his screen.
And Ammonium here, created by Chiron. He is traded again. Headtrick quick with that one. Although Nafany just fills his footsteps. Doesn't quite see where he is anymore. Headtrick gotta be careful on this timing. But, I mean, Nafany in a powerful position right now. He's gonna go for the flank in towards ramp. And I feel sorry for you, but Sentinel, he is done for. He's
cooked.
Gonna be done for here very soon. There it is. Finally, Nafany does ensure the kill. And he's gonna be able to split in towards this B site here with his teammates down secret as well. So Captain Kirk now up for the task.
Ah, man. Just brought back Captain Kirk. Actually, you say he's up to the task, and I think he's going to be the man for the job, the perfect player in the prime time, but not planted for him. Now they'll know where he's playing from. And Zorte, I think he takes this duel, to be honest with you. He seems like one of those players with that quick speed on those peaks. It'll be his teammate falling over towards the ramp side. Somebody's gonna have to make something happen, and it will be him. Alex only stands at these double doors and now made known. Laying around one another in the smoke will subside, and so will this round, as it seems Alex will be more than willing to give them that 10th to keep his gun.
Just has to call it here. Can't make inroads into this round here. Like you said, Zorti being proactive in a post plant is almost certain to take place there.
Yeah.
He just won't sit still. Goes for those duels, able to win them as well. That fast opping becomes an asset on the lower side as well, where you have to just flick around. And that save, I mean, it's good that he's able to hold on to this, but again, this outer yard being disrupted so well. This time it's Chiron who creates the chaos that Nafty's able to capitalize on, and you can't really blame those positionings, that positioning. Sentinel expecting that to be somewhat covered right there. Just gets sidelined.
This is weird. This is a Frankenstein buy right now. They're just sewing together whatever pieces trap they could find around the lab, and so far it's worked out. Elevated over the top side of the blue bin, it'll be NPL to strike first, and that'll elicit Alex to leave his inside hut position, and that's really, really good to see that they have that level of confidence about them to play off of that. They don't have any more utility to go for the rest of this round, so I think that they are going to need to find some semblance of space elsewhere, and I'd like to see Headtrick walk it up towards those secret steps, as he looks like he might.
I think that's the exact reaction that he's going for here. Take that space, maybe contain things towards that outer yard. For now, he actually does hit the brakes, and is probably just going to keep that secret control. But even still, without any utility, you have put it at least into a 4v5. This can still be very difficult without any sort of counter util. Without smokes to be recycled towards Squeaky. Those all can lead into some problems here, and it looks like Siren is looking to take some space off the back of that. The good news is they have so many players close by on this A side. MPL is just a quick ladder up in towards A. And that's the information kind of given here, that it is going to be leaning out Squeaky.
Yeah, they get this close position with the 5-7 though. This could be everything. Captain Kirka only for his one. It might be good enough, but nobody really able to take abuse of the attention taken away. But hold on, yeah, I was gonna say this timing might still work out in his favor. Magno just spotted him. Even still will go down. Nafny has an off. He's gotta get out of the way. Jumps and betrays himself, exposed over the top side. A massive mismaneuver from him. And a 1v2 clutch for who else but Headtrick, who continues his form from yesterday now.
Kiss the cross.
He's gonna kiss. Oh, it is the. Wow. You were right. Wait, do you think... Wait, no, hold on. I don't know anymore, because his shirt looks a little wrinkled. I think he keeps pulling up his shirt, dude.
No, he's got a necklace on. He did it again.
I'm gonna tweet at him after the game. I'm gonna DM him.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That would be real. I hope that is the case, because that's kind of cool. That's something I don't really, like, see every day from players, is having, like, some sort of, like, form of, like, beliefs, or, you know what I mean?
A little good luck charm.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. It gets... Not success this time around. Missed out on a big clutch opportunity, a big 1v2 actually in that first half, right? But gets it back, and that is exactly what we expect from him. That's the sort of clutch potential when he's put into that position that he can close out those sort of situations there. And a little bit of redemption for him hopping into that second half.
Really vindicates it's being their map pick potentially. Justifies their going into it, because nobody on this team really is, I want to say, falling behind from bait. It's just that nobody's really been able to hit the same level of early round success as, say, a Magnojes or a Zorte previously. But now, seeing that little by little they are able to find these first picks, especially in that last one, NPL taking things into his own hands. That first kill means a whole lot more than most of the kills they found in the CT side half in general, I must say. Allows them to play reactionary, and it allows this AWP for Headtrick to get moving. He's over towards the ramp. He's gotten his first pick already, and talk about openings. It's he who now puts his name into the feed and gives them a good way forwards into this, as there's still a Tech 9 for Magnojes. Nicolil on Dezorte, it's not going to be easy for them to cobble together a round, especially when they've let one player walk out onto his own, and the other one is blindsided by NPL's position not held.
Oh, jeez. Dude, he's so sharp right there. You just can't get past him. He's got to clear Nafany as well. Dude. You just can't live that long when he's on your screen. Now if he tries to hold for that re-aggression and gets caught, this could be cleaned up flawlessly. MPL and Headtrick, a two-man ramp defense and a two-man shutdown right there. That is brutal.
Who's that first? From then on, it's only a matter of finishing the job put up to you with teammates like MPL by your side. It's never going to be that difficult. Everyone now starting to raise themselves up to the level they know they need to be in order to close this game out, bring it back. Dipping just a little bit here, our BetBoom. It's a map that isn't forgiving in the slightest for a T side when you don't have anything to utilize. So now they're just going to be, I think they're using this one as a timeout to just talk. You can see Nafany getting pretty vocal right now, actually coughing his entire lung out into the camera. And I think this is not live. I think we are in a not live round.
Right.
Okay.
I heard some typing, so I was with you. I was like, maybe he's actually locking in some crazy call. And he started acting up a lung there. Yeah. Hopefully he muted his mic before that.
Blows his teammates' eardrums out, and that's why they have to pause. All good. Should be a save round nevertheless, though, for BetBoom here to bring themselves up to an even scoreline. I think that Bader gonna have a good opportunity here to just really farm up some confidence, like that same level of confidence Magnoja's had on the outside. That's something you can't let him have. That's something that needs to be denied. And I think that they've slowly come to the realization that taking these fights is probably better than allowing them to be brought to them in the mid-round. The young recruit has since slowly deteriorated in his opening success, and that's a really good sign for Bait.
Yeah, I mean, he started out with that first gun round with like 3 opening kills, and then, you know, the next gun round, only 1 opening kill, and then now kind of being shut down. And, you know, again, that's credit to Bait and their ability to react accordingly. I mean, a key player to shut down. It's just straight up. If he's going to be able to find that amount of space towards the outer yard, you gotta shut him down. You gotta slow him down in some fashion here. But maybe a little bit of that Molotov action like you were mentioning. It gets him down the vents. It is going to be just hunted though by Alex. He says, "No, you're not gonna get away with that. Sorry. I know you have a Glock. I'll be ensuring that you can't. Maybe if you stuck around with this knife out. A little simple.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe.
But I think that's a tough ask right there. Now more ecos to be farmed here. Shouldn't be too much of a concern.
I like to see that BetBoom feel like they're bullying their opponent a little bit here, because it looks like they kind of are. Getting in their heads just that slight bit, forcing them to play a more fundamental and well-rounded version of Counter-Strike, even up against just Glocks. They lose 1 player. That gets a little weird. Siren can, I guess, pick that gun up and maybe get another pick somewhere, but I don't think they're going to look to give it to them. Wait, maybe he will. Oh, even dinked! Oh, wow. Okay. Definitely not a success overall of a round for the side of BetBoom, but they weren't really looking for all that much, but it could have been much more.
Yeah, and again, you know, maybe some time to talk things over. I feel like more than anything, though, for BetBoom, you got to keep on making motion towards that outer yard here. I really like what they've been able to do, and it's led to their gun round success so far in the second half. The way that they've been able to capitalize on some of the space creation that both Chiron and Magno have been able to take, so it's worked for you in the past. Let's try and replicate that once again. And yeah, I mean, just a powerful double swing coming through from Magno, Jess, and Sorte. And they're already out in sort of vents there. Nafany, a big surprise here. This outer yard, getting some resources to shut things down. Wait a second, Captain Kirk is in T-roof right now.
What's he doing?
The bomb is already made it in successfully, so... Well, Captain Kirk finds that kill. He's got to find a whole lot more, and there you go. He drops the bomb and drops down. Goes Batman style on him, but it's another head trick 1v2. Up against Magno Jez. Once more, he found the first piece of the puzzle. Is he actually in a position to catch this? Oh my god. Gun is out here, and he gets the spray. Perfect positioning from Hetrick. Another clutch delivered. Goes and runs back to grab. Yup, but again, I'm keeping an eye on his position. No Nicholas Kiss this time.
Captain Kirka is vengeance. He is the knight.
Oh my god, look at this.
He hits the floor, and the body immediately following does the same. But you mentioned it, head trick. We're reading the game pretty well right now, it has to be said. He's really getting into groove. I love to see this. It just feels like it's something to come onto Mirage. 8's map pick. Into the following, if they are able to sweep the, excuse me, not Bait, BetBoom's map pick, something that Bait have been extremely proficient on in their own regard, and Ascentio will be run down over at the ramp, not by Glock, but by Tex, and a flashbang, and effective still, able to grind up a double, and Headtrick's there to snipe down a few of his own, but even still, a great hold, and not a single body dropping. This is map point.
Dude, watching that play right there is exactly what, I mean, I know it's an eco spray down, but the quickness in his like decision making to immediately avoid that flashbang, just put himself in a position where he can start firing away some shots. He just plays very smart Counter-Strike and definitely takes the brunt on the rolls, but right now he's leading the charge in terms of the kills. So this guy again is another asset to this team, even though he's like weaker rated on this roster somehow.
Yeah, somehow. Even still, Outside pressure met with a lot of bullets from NPL, and he's even gotten a pick. He communicates it over to Alex, who's already dropped to the bottom level. He's dropped a smoke just along with it. They're not able to scale across. What a beautiful M4, might I also add. But even so, the round not yet done, as the op is elevated. Not the player I was going to say that NPL is going to want a duel, but maybe it's exactly what he wants.
And what a duo to take down early. He found another fight. Now if he hits the grave as well. They're all watching from the sidelines as NPL pieces him up. Does anyone want some more? Well, I guess Siren says enough is enough right there. We'll shut him out. This actually could be a big recovery here. A 5v2 that could be saved here. If Alex goes down, but he holds his own. Able to avoid disaster here. And Chiron left into a clutch with Bomb in his control at the very least. But with 3 targets kind of closing in on him here, it might just be the case that Bait, they lay this one on in. And that's exactly what they do right there. Cynthia will just close it. Bait, they get away with their map pick here and show their strength again in this veto, this time on Nuke.
Well managed, well done. Again, I'll say a really good omen for them moving into Mirage. I think that it started for 3, I can only assume.
Yeah,
It gives them an advantage to start it on into that T side. We'll be saying a quick goodbye there to Decade. We'll be seeing him with us at the end of this map, though, of course, as we hop into the pistol. They will go for that T side start here on the side of BetBoom. We'll see a full B side stack. Only a single player here in defense. They've got 4 guns close by as well with the dualies included in the mix. They're charging around the corner. They're walking into this stack, not being able to break it through. There's just too much standing there for Bait. Hetrick even getting flashed on in for further aggression. They've got the bomb in their control, so no need to get too crazy here, although Zorte starts to pluck a couple of picks back. Captain Kirk rotating in time here, but yeah, I mean, it's just not enough in his back pocket to get through that one. Bait, I mean, the stack again, just right on the money.
Yeah, they honestly, their pistol rounds have just been really solid these last couple of days. Credit to not only Alex as a caller, but also as an individual, and a lot of them earlier in the prior 2 maps, we saw him get a couple of multi-frags that really gave them that next step forwards in the team. Able to get there in time, but this one, yeah, this is just an outright good read. This isn't even more than these individuals finding what they need, but I like to see Hetrick quick into it, and I like to see that he's got the confidence level to go for that A4 in mid, spray down, spray up for 2. Looked like he might have fumbled the second, but no, he's able to pull himself back in and together. And NPL, he's got an SMG up in close range and actually making sure they can't get the M4 good on them. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Wow.
That might have been a T-side HE. I'm not sure, though. The flashbang, oh, it's going to be avoided, though. NPL. Too quick to react right there. And farming up more cash instead of even picking up that A4. Finally does grab it. More resources around that corner. Captain Kirk next to bat there. Finally, Zorte is able to put it down. But, again, left kind of with his hands in his pockets at this point. Getting flanked. And only a matter of time before he's captured. That Galil's able to upgrade on as well, so they deal with that force buy pretty easily.
This is a map that, again, I think we come to expect pretty decent things from them. I don't think it'll be nearly as far as a winded affair in the way of BetBoom as it were over on Mirage, at the very least. This should come down to a much more grindy kind of a win. Whoever does eventually make us crown them not the victors of a CCT, as these two are more recently used to when they fight up against one another, but instead the semi-finalists. Sees BetBoom on a near nothing buy, really.
A lot of tools here. More chances to farm some cash flow up. Side of Bay. But yeah, I mean, what's interesting here is I think this matchup between these two teams right now, like, you look at the rest of the bracket, especially with Fury getting removed, there's a lot of inexperience. Yeah, no, I mean, no question, but there's so much inexperience. You got Mouse and XT, who obviously have been a really good tier 2 team right now. I think, like, maybe 9 Panda's going to be tough competition on the other side of the bracket, but I think winner of this going to be in a good position to close this whole thing out, right? I mean, their pathway especially if it's like BetBoom. It might be a little bit more clear. I think in current form right now, both teams going up against the best competition in this event.
Best competition they can, at the very least, yeah. I love Mao's NXT. I'm excited to see if they're able to really stamp their name on CCT here, as so many previous iterations of Mao's NXT have. Pipeline project, so cool.
It's actually nuts that they have a dominant tier 2 team. Again. Just, I don't know how they keep doing it, man. Should not be a team that
they can't keep
is able to rebuild faster than like any other roster. There we go. I mean, just an easy pick right there. Captain Kirka. Walking right into that flashbang. Rolls around that corner just a tad bit late, but the flash avoided right there and a push to the smoke handled by NPL. Takes about half his HP for it, but an equalizer found. That's a nice proactive play as well.
Yeah, thrown back as they are pretty quick on the maneuver to get back into a good standing. NPL, he's taking HP for it, but right now he's really just got a god complex about him, about these duels, the ones he's willing to take and the ones that he wins, no less. Come in kind. So, this is going to be a weird one with a Senfield right behind them. So they either got to snap soon, make it happen. Zorte not going to see them. I think he's just going to let his teammates get backstabbed. No discredit of his own. He had no idea, but now he'll have an idea as to what's going on. 30 seconds left. Bomb on the back of the offer, though. He's going to run it over to the A site. And I think it's just going to be Chiron to try and sell it.
I mean, you saw for a split second there's some thinking being done for there from Zorte, saying, hey, wait a second. What can we get away with right now in this round? And so far, mission accomplished for Chiron. All three players huddled around here. MPL slowly becoming more and more aware that this is not where the play is happening, but it doesn't matter. Chiron gonna go down in a 1v3, an opening opportunity here for Zorte. He's gotten rid of the op, but for a rifle and some very valuable positioning here to make this round happen. They're gonna flash underhand through that smoke. They gotta chase him on down. Three players turning that corner. Zorte in their spawn though right now, in between them. Getting closed out on. No one expects this play right now. It's planted for main and 2 quick kills roll through. Hetrick now left to try and stick this defuse. Time running low. He's faked it though. Zorte gets him off the bomb. He just buys more and more time. It's enough to win the round. Zorte set up for success. Gets 3 kills to close and wins the clutch via the clock.
They let him work with that one. They put their faith into him. And seemingly well placed. It's been a long time coming with Zorte in some of these rounds before we saw him to shine. Level that we know he can. In this one, he does just that. Switching over to the AK-47, no less, getting it through. Or the excuse me, the A1S, no less. That is a massive play from the sniper. And BetBoom, they were looking kind of dry. They were looking to be a little bit removed from the situation, but here they are once more, given a new way about it. Zorte's running through that Molotov. He just tanks it. He's actually abusing the meta. He's making his own moves, as this time around he's actually got a teammate who's made his way just behind him, and neither of them have really lost either of the majority of their health. So, I mean, it looked like it might have been a moment where they could have cracked open the bomb site, but just not all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a point right there. The smaller Molotovs, less to run through right there. They don't take a lot of damage. Very, I mean, I think for this map, more than anything, could be a massive game changer. With how much resources you have to put towards the CT side now. Hetrick, speaking of the resources, there's 3 players leaning in on this side of the map. Hetrick going to be one of the lead that charge. I think his barrel had to have been spotted. Surely something. They're not giving him any sort of fights. They're scaling so close here. Napty goes for the second swing, but Hetrick quick on the trigger. He finds 3. Gets away with the repeaks over and over again. MPL to shut it out as well. Hetrick, that's the opping we needed to see out of him.
One after another, he peers his head around that corner, and they're just not ready for it. Not in the slightest. Sorte's clutch. That was good, but those 3 kills there, they might have just been that little bit better. That moment. See them really swing into action. Nothing to be done. That's the close.
Absolutely stunning round right there from Headtrick. Put on a show for us. It did feel like we were getting more than anything like NIP Headtrick and Mirage.
Whoa. Yeah, we were missing him.
Yeah, just no proactivity. Very little opening success, and I think eventually did try and brute force a couple of plays that I can appreciate. You saw the attempt at least at a turnaround, just wasn't necessarily perfect on some of the execution of that. But it did lead to a very brutal CT side. It was almost too late, and he wanted to step up to the plate then. Right now, again, getting away with a very good position towards middle, taking that line and showing that he can be more impactful. This isn't a head trick of NIP. That time didn't count, so maybe we can start counting his time on bait here.
Yeah, I guess. I gotta start somewhere. I was a huge fan of his presence on NIP when they first brought him in. I really did like the project. In essence, I thought it had something going for it. The core, I did see having a path forwards, but you know, maybe on the greener pastures, maybe for the better for all of them. Alexi be having won a major, Headtrick looking individually a lot better on this team. Who knows?
Amp is probably happy.
Probably
well.
making bank.
Good utility. They actually got some very valuable space. Just doesn't matter. The Tech 9 can't land the kills. Zenthio turning his head towards both E-Box and B-Main, defending both prongs right there. Does step out for the death eventually, but his Molotov still covers all the bases, so sure. I mean, does the trick right there. Half by pretty much locked in comfortably. And bait off to a fantastic kickoff here on this third map on their CT side.
Good looks, probably good feels all around. Not really a world that I see inside of BetBoom able to swing away with one of these rounds with how much room they're being given in the mid stages bait to just take their fights without much issue. Like the flashbangs aren't really blinding them off. This time, honestly, I like how close that they're getting in proximity to Headtrick's off. He drops that molly, but they're going to be already way ahead of it, and way ahead of the game in that shot as well, as he's left flopped onto the floor, and the rest of the CTs can't really do much of anything to stop them. I mean, Alex is here, and a good snapshot, but the rest of the rotation is just not going to be in any place. So yeah, a quick move to get into that E-Box really does do them some good.
Collapsing on that side of the map quickly. And they're getting boxed out of this. MPL and Captain Kirk probably can't have much of a say waiting behind another Molotov. They'll still give it a fight here. And turning that corner, great flash being offered up, and excellent coverage from Captain Kirk to actually line up that kill, but it is too late. I think the Mollies just straight up won them that round, or at least denied any sort of retake potential. We have seen, you know, a lot of resources being put towards middle, towards A side, but this time they have a well-staffed B side, just could not hold off against the amount of resistance right around that corner.
Good on them. Once more, Boom prove that they have a fight. As this one for bait. quickly off to a decent enough start following the knife round win. BetBoom get guns into their hands, and off the back of a Zorte clutch, they weren't able to really look as in form as they wanted to be. Information, quote-unquote, towards B main, though, that's left Chiron with a moment to where he might be able to strike inside of the site. At the very least, call to his teammate that he heard a player trying to clear it out. And Alex caught off guard, pants down, teammate there, but no damage exchanged in any way other than the CTs, as they're left a little bit soft in this position. They've got to stand tall, or else this is going to become a much more difficult affair, as Hedrick's going to make his way back. And his teammates, they can't really leave the other bomb sites or mid. They have to rely on the individuals inside of B, but there's only one, Essential. He's had his teammate mollied off. This is a one-man Superman that will need to make this round a possibility. I don't foresee it.
I mean, especially as this rotates just continue to be cut off. You know he's standing here. You know he's somewhere on this bomb site and mollied out of position. We'll do the trick. It's going to be Hedrick now, though. That has to shut off the cross. Flashbang, smokes, something's got to go their way to get that bomb across, or just a simple old toss. A good throw.
Bomb has been planted.
Do the trick. Just avoid his op entirely. Definitely got to be a save here. For back-to-back rounds, we actually just straight up see a duel won, this time by MagnoJez, but last round it was Siren, over towards E-Box that wins him that round here, and you know, back-to-back where we've seen Bait get caught in that position. We know how valuable that can be on an execute when you're able to take that space and cut off those rotates. So I think BetBoom might have just found a crack in the armor here that they can look to exploit consistently. And again with the mollies, I remember you talking about this. I think I was interviewing you for Collegian, but we were talking about Anubis and how you play those CT sides. Very reactive with your utility.
Yeah.
With those mollies spreading a little bit like less right now, right?
Yeah.
Is that going to be as easy to hold off E-Box as a CT side?
Yeah, it's going to be hard. I think that the thing is how a lot of these teams have been playing this map. It's actually a really good point. I didn't even think about that. Is that when you toss a Molotov as a T side, the instant reaction from a CT is to toss a Molotov in the other direction. The only difference now is that the T-side Molotov is going to last that extra 1.5 seconds, so you can walk your way up to the same place that you wanted to in the first place, and the CTs won't be able to stop you unless they smoke instead. And that's a big piece of utility they need to expend, and this is a big weapon they're going to need to have stand up and do something for them into this round, as already having found damage onto one, a kill onto another, and a third in the round overall. It's nothing in the A site to stop him, and it looks like he might even be given another opportunity because he still sticks around and by, but a smoke to stop them.
I mean, they just fed the beast again. Hedrick with another 3K, man. You just can't stop. I mean, with that, you're just walking wounded here with a 2v4 at this point. Very little map control. Yeah, you're right now starting off where you kicked off the round. But you're a minute in. Now just looking to reclaim some of that B space. What they're doing well here at least is targeting the 2 pistols. Avoiding the rifle presence here in the server. And that actually might just give them an opportunity. But I think they have cleared out E-Box. Judging from both players now, attention turned here. 2 close range pistols is still a bit of a nightmare to turn yourself into.
Yeah, this should be a sweep away of Chiron if he just walks in. Looks like he will be. Oh. It's good enough, but trade out. Alex is not going to offer up his life to the sniper, right? Not at the very least. He's actually going to jiggle it out, and he lets 10 seconds out onto the clock. If he just stood there, let himself die in that way, it would have been a much easier way of doing it, but no time to plan. This one's done, and Hedrick's gotten it with the AWP, that 3K, to really just set them up for everything. In the way of success. Oh my God, he won't even save it! Zorte's got to be a little bit upset about that one, but even so, it's all good.
It's a death after time as well.
Look at him, he's chugging.
He's chugging.
Yeah, oh, it is like a fish cam kind of thing.
Yeah,
you see how, like,
I was about to say. It had to have been the fish cam lens right there. But, I mean, they fed the beast again. A trick. 3 kills. You walk into the op 1 by 1, and he just pieces you up again. Another opportunity for him to just shut down a round. He does it on his own. Bait getting a lot of success off the back of this Hedrick op. It's complete turnaround here. The lack of that trade positioning as well, it has to feel a little bit frustrating for BetBoom, and it just might be the same. Walking into the op again, but this time there's NPL close around that corner to deal with as well. A 1-2 punch.
It's MPL first, but I think when he does swing around, if he doesn't get a kill, it's going to be a problem. But look, he gets that kill, and Hetrick is going to trust in his own abilities to hit his shot should they make their way around the other end. Molly through, that's going to land right at their feet. He's going to either have to go back or through, and he's a little bit indecisive about which he'd like to do, as it is going to be Magnoja still stuck into it. Spotted, flash over. It looks like he wants to take this duel, confident as ever, and in they'll go. If they drop to Hetrick, though, that'll be massive problem, but it's okay. Rein it back in. A lot of utility utilized just to make and feign some presence in that direction, though, and eventually they'll reroute into their bomb sites, letting loose of mid.
Yeah, giving over that mid control here is now Hetrick. And again, we got that very common setup on the A side, or rather the B side, with the Molotovs towards E-box as soon as the execute comes on through. We'll see if they can get past this one here. Another molly picked up from Alex. They're cutting off any sort of E-box prawn, but it's all going to be through main right now. Running into a pretty nasty crossfire here. Cynthia needs to deliver more, and he does. Holding his own. That molly's going to flush him out. It's going to do the trick here. And Siren's still keeping things contained. It's going to be Hetrick in a clutch, and Siren just chases those kills down. On an absolute rampage there on the B site. We'll take care of business.
Apparently, Nikodas is going to be filling for Dexter due to visa issues at IM Dallas. I figured you'd,
there's the
you'd care to know.
There they are. I thought I kind of knew the Dexter one was coming up, but
Yeah. Unlucky.
yeah, that is a bit of a shame, man. Would have been cool to see him on land.
Yeah, Hetrick
Tearing
tagged
things up.
Forte. Also, boom. Another start from him.
Still tearing it up in the server as well, but there you go.
no.
That's one way to deal with it. Mac 10 flying around there, able to punish that. And Cynthia doesn't last long either, so they've lost control of the B site here. MPL left outside looking in. A lot of different options here for BetBoom at this point in time, and not a lot of them could very much so go wrong here, especially when they're walking through smoke straight on Intia. I will say, again, Captain Kirk, he looked a little bit dazed and confused on Mirage a couple of those rounds. I think his struggle certainly felt right now.
Bomb has been planted.
Certainly so. Despite being in the lead, I don't know. I mean, this is a quote-unquote T-sided map, right? It kind of feels like BetBoom are winning more than they're losing. I don't really have a good way to pin down how I feel about this map, but I'm actually leaning in the favor of BetBoom despite not being able to take the advantage of the round count in their first half. I'm really feeling how they're snowballing into this. As Nafany, he hasn't really been putting the most on the line as a T-side player at this point in time, but on CT side, you'll see him really get to activate and have his impact heard. And well, the Zorte versus Hetrick battle hasn't really been anything more than a one-sided affair. I'm going to find that to be a lot more difficult for Hetrick to continue when we do flip the script.
Yeah, I think when he has to make the play here, might not be as confident with that AWP. When the play's coming to him, though, he has been flawless, so it's going to be an interesting second half here for sure. See if Hetrick can continue to keep up his multi-kill ability. We might just end things off even. See. Not the best tools to try and hold on here for the side of bait. Missing a couple of those pieces. We get an early challenge here. Magnojez looking to be a menace here in E-box, but shut down Alex. Handling it. Catching that CT or T-side proactivity right there, and in a position in which they struggled throughout this half. They're going to look to take some B main control as well, it looks like.
We're going to walk into Chiron, or rather, well, Chiron walk into them, because he's here and he's stuck into it. One high, one low. He's dealt with the first, the SMG up and above the movement. Too much for him to handle. Good work even then, but Zorte should just have this freebie unless Jiggle baits out the shot, and then the swing is good. The Deagle only good for a singular caliber round to fire out. And Nafany now left up into the clutch. We're going to have to see him become that T-sided player to make this one work as everything crumbles across every point in the map. The game plan, maybe a little bit of a hole put into it. All right, I was fully expecting a 6-6 half, and that's going to leave the head scratching just as Nafany's did there.
Yeah, I mean, excellent kickoff here. I mean, just more so than anything, recovery off the back of two very important swing rounds, I feel like, from side of Headtrick, who'd constantly working that op all over the map. Absolute joy in the first half here, but needs to carry that forward here. It was the T side we had some big concerns about. See if you can quiet some of those. Got a full belt of utility right now, and 5 players heading fast in towards the A side, so not going to be necessarily a full-on rush, but we'll get some challenges here. Making some noise. I think, yeah, that might have just queued up Siren Smoke. I don't know if they heard that, but threw it for a reason right there, and it's well timed. And if you look at the minimap right now, Magno's, he's covering off B main. You got E-Box kind of covered by Chiron. So there's not a real reason for you to leave this stack, at least for now.
No. Sit in it just a little bit. Just a while longer. Not much as mid. Under collection. Nafany's jiggle might go mistimed if they make their way across in the split second that he gives them. Be inopportune, but it's still possible. He does catch the spot, though, and the nades are over, and he's just going to back up, hoping his teammates inside of the site can stand their ground, but mollied out from Cake. He has to fight a little bit more aggressively now, and when he does, he keeps them in even standing, and then some.
See how quick they can pull through this retake here. Headtrick cutting off heads, though. They're already pressing the issue, and Ascenthial still holding this line here. Headtrick, another kill rolling off the Glock, and Bait, they hold their line on that bomb plant, able to offer up coverage when the collapse came through here. And again, Bait's consistency on these dang pistols, man, they just don't lose these. Another one, I think they've only lost a single one so far in this series. It feels like they are always in the right spot on the CT side, like they always have the stack going, and then on the T side, it's just nasty executions. I mean, that's a beautiful pistol round execute to handle a 3-man setup from BetBoom. It's not easy to get away with that.
No, it's not. And SMG's here is, well, maybe Captain Kirk can get a couple of bucks. Gonna back away. He's got the bomb, actually, so he can't really afford to stick around for all too much longer. He and MPL are gonna have to hightail it away. The A site is free.
I gotta beat him to the punch as well.
Yeah, BetBoom are just gonna need to find a way to maybe find a gun or two at the exit, but I mean, it's just gonna be a waiting game. They're sitting ducks.
I gotta know what, Bait have been doing so well with these pistol rounds, man. I've seen one too many stacks. One too many, like, perfect reads on their CT side. It just feels like they have such a good game plan in every pistol. That's a lot of that hard work showing. These guys play so many officials, though. Like, I don't even know if they have time to read into these rounds, but they do get their couple of exits that you were mentioning. So not all that bad. Looking for one more with that MAC-10. Not going to be. But they definitely play some weight on those pistols. And they win them frequently.
They must be watching their demos, man.
Yeah, but I'm hoping at this level, like, teams have multiple, or rather, like, many, like, different pistol rounds.
Variations, yeah.
Yeah, right.
You'd hope, right? I mean,
Surely. It's not like my IM matches where people run the same pistol every single game and you can just anti-strat them. But Nafany, you can't anti-strat this. He's dove in towards canals and does find an opening right there. MPL actually does try and track him, but just too much of an angle, too tough of an angle there to deal with. He might be able to get out. I think he's good.
how was that have been allowed? Scot-free, dude. I mean, he takes some damage, but, like, what is that to the Man advantage. On the CT side of Anubis, that'll take you a long way. And then Mac 10 for Captain Kirka is not going to be a fun one to play with. Especially considering even if he does make himself the lead to the charge, he'll be going into, more likely than not, in disadvantageous battle. Closer and closer they'll get to that canal area after having seen Nafany's impact. They actually keep only 2 players in that B site, so this is another good call. Alex with the mid round might just have it pinned down.
The closest rotates Nafany as well. 10 HP. No utility on this site to work with other than an HE for Zorte. Not a lot of tools. A slow crawl up contact play here. You're just wondering when Chiron's going to strike here. If he's going to strike, his teammate has utility out. The lineup is there, but it's not good.
Wow.
A single kill rolling through. And again, Nafany always going to be hesitant on this rotate. He's low. The HE avoided for now. Flashbangs come through. A swing and a single bullet will do the trick. I mean, yeah, the Mac-10 just going to chew through that easily. Siren and Magno a little bit late onto the scene here. And this retake going to be challenging, but Magno making it easier. Locking down a head trick. Taking him out of the server, taking him out of the round, but the post plant's still strong, and there isn't a kit. There is one down somewhere, but they can't quite find it here. Running out of time, Siren does pick it up, but he's getting a nasty crossfire to deal with here. Captain Kirka able to step it up, and again, the perfect mid-round read coming through from Bait. It gives them double digits here.
They are within drawing distance of finishing this one off, and you think that Nafany really does just do enough in that round, but it's a weird setup in B when the player exposed has a nade out in hand.
I mean, just caught with his hands in his pockets, right?
Miscommunication that the player at the pillar isn't holding actively or jiggling even. I think they just have 2 different ideas of how they're playing that setup.
Right. And honestly, for me, it's almost like at that point, you're in a 4v5, but it feels like a weak 4v5, especially if they hit that B side. There's got to be some sort of panic setting in for BetBoom in the mid round right there when they have no info at all in the round. They have that man advantage, but they are all out of utility as well. I mean, their tools were left so limited. It's got to be a bit frustrating, but they call a timeout here. Into a force buy, man. What do you think of this call here? BetBoom putting so much pressure on this purchase, man.
I mean, 5 to 10 down against the T side on Anubis, yeah. May as well. Kind of out of options at this stage, yeah. Magnojez, he's been kind of quiet, giving him that gun, allowing him to get a little bit hot into this game is going to be a good look. The drop down into the bottom of the canals worked before. It'll work again for Nafany, but he won't be able to get away this time. It'll be Magnojez now taking up residency in the part of mid that they had blown the smoke open a moment ago. Not seeing anybody there. He might have a timing. Oh, it drops another smoke though, and there's so many players on the other end. Molly to hit, but they're going to go through, and why not? May as well, and Magnojez is here. He's arrived, an AK upgrade, and maybe more to be done. Damage exchanged, and you wouldn't believe in it if he had gotten the third, but it's still a 2v2.
Oh, Hetrick, he can dig himself out of this hole here. Equalized with 2 kills of his own. He's got the high HP bar right now. I know he's watching this flank. He's got the idea, man. What a read from Hetrick. It could just be another beautiful round from him. And now, where are you expecting Siren to be? That's the final question here that they have to answer. And if you're Bait in this 2v1, where you know Cynthial's low, just send him in as the sacrifice here. Have him lead the charge in every fight. Then just try and get that Hetrick trade. So we know he's good in the clutch. He's got 19 kills already. And Siren's just going to be posted up on the wrong bomb site. So they won't even have to sacrifice Cynthial. It's going to be a post plant. And they're going to have time to get into position as well.
Yeah, now the CTs are broke. I did like the idea. You can see how close it got them.
Magno makes you believe.
Yeah. There was room. If he just gets that kill, honestly, this just becomes a 1v1 that's a much more confident one for Siren. I think he can get an upgrade. Oh, that's a range duel, though, against the high HP player. And it almost proved to be magic. 20-7 right now for Hetrick. He did it again?
Yeah, there he goes again. It might not just be clutches. It's rounds that they know that they need. Oh my god.
Bro did get 3.
Start calling him hat-trick, man.
Good. I feel like I've heard that before, but I also feel like I haven't. You might have just given up one of the best caster calls of all time for free in a throwaway moment.
True.
You better remember that.
Yeah, whenever he makes it back
crazy
to
3K clutch,
Navi.
1v3. Yeah.
Or
Who knows? Someday. I wouldn't put it past him. He's young, super young.
Dude, I feel like this Bay roster is just doing so much in this tier 2 scene. Like, if they get back-to-back CCTs, that's something that not a lot of tier 2 teams have been able to do. I'm trying to think if Aurora maybe did it once.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of 2023. But it's like
I'm gonna go
back-to-back
look for you.
tier 2 teams winning these events is kind of wild. And this is like tough competition in these brackets as well that they're tearing through. Back-to-back victories over a team like BetBoom as well.
Aurora have done it. Big have done it as well. So have one win. So have Copenhagen Flames.
There you go. A lot of teams have done it. But none have done it in Season 2.
True. Oh, Monty also did it.
Wow. There you go.
Wow. Alright. Should, by all measures, be everything on the line swept out from beneath them if they can't do it now, BetBoom. Right now, the battles will come through at A, and as they do, a blind siren can do no more. 1 for 1 for 1 for 1, another 2v2. And Chiron, he's gonna be the second player here. Can't get it. Can't catch it. Only one. Hamas is not gonna be enough to surmount what has been an unstoppable head trick. And nearing him. Catching up slowly, both he, Alex, and Essential. It's the back broken, and man, I mean, they keep getting these buys out with the A1Ss, but there's not enough utility, no sniper rifle to combat what's been destruction.
Yeah, you're already dealing with limitations on your purchase here, and then you're missing utility in the mix there as well on Anubis. So if you ever want to get aggressive, what do you got to work with here? You're out in the open, man. Magno holding down a tough line, but makes it look easy. Has had to turn up a little bit in this second half, but it feels like it's to no avail when you still got Hetrick in the server shutting down his plays. Success never lingers for long here. We'll see if that can change right now. A solo B defender. A just miserable situation here if he gets caught off guard. They're walking out of E-Box right now. They're already scaled into this site. He's revealed his position with that smoke and a molly to cut off any further aggression. Magno actually dies before it even lands. So 3 players woefully out of position looking for the retake.
Smoked off at E-Box. No other way out except for the loss. The flash is going to come through. He actually dodged it, or at least attempted to. The second time in, what? He's strafing left and right and manages the headshot anyway. How is it allowed? Disgusting from Alex. And Siren caught on the wrong angle. Can do nothing about it. We've seen Zordy clutch before, but this would be for so much more. A lifeline removed. And it is going to be bait once more to bring themselves to the next stage over BetBoom, though. This isn't the final. This is them now into only the semis.
Yeah, I mean, but still massive victory here for this bait squad.
We head into map 2, and I think we're about to do that here in just a moment.
Yeah. Looking forward to kicking off here. This second map rolling through. Mirage, of course, going to be picked out on the side of BetBoom. We'll get to see Bait get off to a CT side start here. We saw them start T side yesterday, rather. So, again, you know, that the defense can be very powerful, as we've just seen. And allow time for Hetrick and MPL to get involved. It'd be a whole different task. So, we'll see if they can replicate some of that success here. Again, I think Alliance a lot less competition than what BetBoom are bringing to the table, but
yeah,
it's still looking good here. Now, for a pistol there, they have a stack rolling on this B site. So many players ready to defend this site.
Here's the USP of Alex. We saw it do some crazy things over on Nuke, and even blind looked like he might have been able to find a third, not quite though, but as they flood into the site, the players are already onto the scene. They've gotten everything that they need, but the player at the bench falling then really does make this a little bit more of an awkward affair though. But as mentioned, the rest of the troops have arrived on 1v2 now is Nafanies. He's already gotten himself a 1. What a snap onto the next. He's gotten 3 in the round in total. And already, I don't think he's ready for Captain Kirk. He's slowed around to the other side of E-Box as he goes for the spawn plant. Should be shot on the side of the head, yeah. Oh, okay. Almost allowed to escape from that one, but even still a valiant attempt, man.
Yeah, I mean, nice reposition from Captain Kirk. It just gets away from that line of sight of Alpha Navani and finds himself in a power position to seal that one on in. And of course, the start here, Alex again on these dang USPs made their pistols so strong. How sharp this aim can be from him. And even still, you know, Nafani pulled him back, giving him a go, but Captain Kirk showing up too strong. It's just a matter of resources there for Bait all being in the right position. Great call in the gamble stack towards B, playing retake on that A side.
Being elevated on the top of that balcony really does do a lot of good for pistol players. I think that's really come into meta, and I think it should be like almost a staple of a lot of teams, just making sure that obviously you don't get too read into by your opponent on how consistently you do that, but...
Yeah, I think for pistols, it's one of those things where I always like to stack like the bomb site that is easier to, or the opposite side of the site that's easier to retake, right? So Inferno, you stack the A side with more resources because it's very hard to retake. You know, on Mirage, it's a B side. A lot of good post plans can be played there. So
yeah.
And then think about how easy it is. As long as you keep jungle control on a CT side, like A side retake, it's super doable on pistol. Makes a lot of sense right there. MPL's just farming him right now.
3?
Yeah, how did he transfer the MP9 from the run boost into the kill? On the guy run boosting. Oh my god.
Dude beats me. He got 4 in the round overall, but can we get a replay of NPL from that round?
See it.
It's only Ecos, but dude, I don't really care. It's gotta be something pretty special.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh. Can we get the first 3? Is that possible? I know it might take a second, but I don't know. Maybe at the end of next round we can get that if possible. That'd be cool. Well, we got a timeout anyway.
Oh, here we go. No. All good.
All good.
All good.
All good. All good.
I assume it was sweet.
Had to have been. Had to have been.
We love sweet ecos. We love eco farmers as well. There we go.
Sweet. Oh,
right
here it is. Oh, he goes from underpass to top mid double? What? Oh my lord. Good on him. What a move.
Go. Not bad at all. That's gonna build some confidence right there. Even if it's up against the ecos, you click tab, it still looks the same. It doesn't say 3 ecos in parentheses next to your KD.
Petition to make it say that anyway.
That'd be pretty nice, honestly.
Eco BTW.
Get an HLTV stat page for
We do
how many
need-
ecos.
We do need something like that, in my opinion.
Be sweet. Gotta be possible. I don't know how things work though, to be honest, so I'm just making it up.
I don't know anything about anything.
We got MP9's close range. I mean, another powerful position for an MP9 to play with.
Here they come.
Surely they clear this if they get this much space, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He does it. Bonus goes quickly sour, but you can see all the work that the MP9s actually do. The FAMAS's and the likes. I mean, so much damage actually done. They just lose out on all 3 of those duels right there. Just don't have the firepower to deal with that.
Yeah, and what do you say after? I mean, it is what it is. The round plays as it plays, and when you only have that MP9 on the top side, it's not going to be very easy to cobble together even more than the 1. And when you can't, it's kind of just like a save story from then on without much in the way of an argument. Obviously, like players maybe finding a kill here or there quickly and back into it might give them a chance, but anything less than that, not really.
What do you think about Captain Kirk going for more of a hunt here to try and find a better gun? Think that's worth it, or would you rather just save the MP9?
Save the MP9. His armor is a lot more worthy than the better gun. He's got to reinvest more money than he would have otherwise because he's got a kit, and I think that's a flashbang as well. So it'll be like negligible, but even still, he can drop a gun over to a teammate. So yeah, I don't think the risk is worth the reward because the MP9 is good enough as it is to where you can honestly probably be better with that in this round in a certain place in a certain time if they can get them set up for it. I want to see where they do actually throw him. As he is going to be the A-side defender. He doesn't really have to do a whole lot as an anchor. It's going to be where the rest of the players go that's going to come to matter. AWP in the hands of Trick, none for Zorte.
Look at Cynthia playing very aggressive on the apartment side of things. Taking that forward position right now in the apartments has been an asset for him. Also looking for some maybe retake mid utility right now. Hetrick lining up that top of boxes molly. Flashes rolling through middle. They HE the smoke open. It's a full collapse. They only do find one kill and some damage right there. But against a lot of information gathered and a cool little mid-round play.
Ooh, Alex is here in an angle that sometimes gets kind of hard to clear in general. As the crab peak is in, Nafany with the shot, it's good. It's removing the captain and makes him now a spectator to the round, an overhead view on the things. Senthiel knows that they could be up the catwalk, spots a player inside of the apartments, now calls over the rest of them, but they're getting cut down elsewhere. No trades made available, a man down in PL and Headtrick. We've seen these two names side by side time and time, but Siren, he's made known, I think. He's gotten a kill in this round, and MPL is holding for him. If he activates too soon, this retake might come through, but Siren is biding his time. He's played this one to perfection, and I think it's chalk for the side of Bait.
I can't even make it their way through right now. No kits, so that time's going to tick away from them. And now Siren, off of a timing, could just cut them off. Avoiding that spray, and oh no, Hetrick will just post up and wait for him. So still 2 guns saved here, but BetBoom resilient. Up against the 4v5 and a smart idea from Bait to reclaim some mid control. Absolutely love that idea. And as you can see the way that they kick things off right here. Big opportunity to find some success, just not fully able to capitalize on it. The scaling up cat, the apartments play rolling through there as well. Just as they're in that 4v5, they win fights on all separate fronts right there. Impressive to see. That's the sort of T-side energy that they need to have here in this map to respond.
Yeah, I mean, CT side start when you're kind of evading the sight line of Headtrick as consistently as you has been. Dude, Av you has been is what I said, dude. I can't even believe how I managed to say that. As you have been. You got to be pretty confident in making your way around the other extremities of this map, Palace and Apartments in particular, and we've seen a lot of B pressure that's come to a lot of great success, and I think that sooner rather than later we're going to have to see something to remedy that, maybe even posting an op, whether it be Headtricks or another one forced up into the next gun round by in that position.
I'm really liking the cohesion in these T-side defaults as well. Feels like there's an end goal in mind here, which sometimes, at least for some of these Nafany T-sides, doesn't always feel like it's the case. Too spread out, too split up, but it feels like right now they're always in positions to find good trades. And they're able to take space off of each other right here. As you can see, end goal towards A, very clear, made by the default. 3 players middle. You got a player named Main and a player in Palace to cover off any aggressive maneuvers. Now that you're walking into a stock, do you feel the need to reposition here? Or are you going to keep brute forcing your way through?
Magnoj is just waiting. Yeah, it's his teammates that are doing all the work for him. And under the balcony, Ascentiel's not going to be doing much of anything with this 5-7 as his teammates have collapsed around him. In upon him, this bomb site has been seized. It's honestly looked BetBoom. Our team invigorated. Of course, on their map pick, want to do their best work. They want to show their best stuff. They've succeeded in it at least that much. He won this lead, still held. Zorte with a sniper rifle, and Headtrick needs to prove that he can actually put a pin in what's being thrown their way, because as it stands, nothing is working, and neither will the elevation over the top of the smoke when Magnoj is on the scene.
A sharp opener right there. Absolutely sick. He's on the hunt for more. HE and then the continued fights towards Catwalk doing some damage right here. And a blind spray right on the Molotov, hoping that he could find something. There's so much damage done. No kills yet to be converted. And panic could be setting in here. They're in such awkward positions right now. Magno in the window. MPL waiting to catch it, but then he has to worry about at least somewhat of connector. At least Captain Kirk are able to contain that space for now. Magno, more fights at hand here, and another victory for him. Half HP and still wins out the duels continuously. Now, Cynthia goes down, and it's just going to be Captain Kirk on this A side. Anson in between these angles. We'll actually catch Nafany, but that's just the call to make right there. Make it up. Catwalk with bomb. Save Captain Kirka. And BetBoom asserting some dominance here on this T side, man.
Yeah, they're not making it easy, I'll tell you that much. Nothing thrown at them really has given a whole lot of reason to worry about the competitive nature of the sniper. Any sort of bodied up early round aggression. Nothing really at all. That's going to have to change soon because the money will not afford for them to continue to flounder in the big league rounds. The kinds of results you come to expect from Bait. Not seeing how it had been oh so strong. The mental fortitude even shining through over on Nuke, where it looked like they were kind of letting it run away for a minute. And man, that kill.
Sick. Guy, just an asset so far on this T side, cracking things open. As we said, one of those things that you are going to have to worry about here is his ability to find those openers. Was doing it towards the outer yard, and I think led to the only 2 gun runs that we did see out of BetBoom in that second half. Actually, the only 2 rounds that they were able to find in general. But I like the very momentum-based calling, that big pace change. We've seen a couple slow default, slow crawls back-to-back for BetBoom. They throw a rush-up catwalk play into the mix right there to give Magno a little bit of trust. He makes good on that promise.
It's again one of those positions where you see Magno just start to really come into his own and start to have these moments where he can just walk it down without much of an issue. Again, no supportive utility really. He's just taking these fights on his own, even through the top side of the smoke. I'm not sure if he spotted him, the gun barrel, or maybe he just had an inkling hearing a jump, or whatever the case may have been. It was still individualism that you can't recreate very easy. Still quiet at the top side of mid, but not for much longer as the action does go through. It's Alex's Deagle that strikes and gets close enough to the op to where he may be able to push him through with the AK retrieved off the dead body, smoke onto the floor. He's going to have an angle over the top side where if they do want to make their way into the apartments, he is going to be able to see them. One done and elevated for the next.
God.
It's Alex, and it's all Alex. As he leads by example, inspire the rest, because he's going to need to be able to do so if they want to find themselves back into this game, and this would be one hell of a round to do so.
Yeah, this is massive revitalization here for Bait. They're going to charge their way into a B. This should be called by MPL, but he's going to have to reposition Dance out of this. One of those ticks have been registered here. Siren, though, looks like he's honed in. And that's going to buy them a lot of real estate here. Valuable space creation here. Alex taken down to 25 now as well. Has to fall off this position as Siren presses forward. A flashbang to turn the corner right there. And they spot out so much. It's going to be Alex that's hunting down this kill, though. He does find a 4th right now. Alex is on an absolute tear. One more to find. Magno versus 3 with his back against the wall, but has an idea. Just doesn't matter. Positioning too strong for Bait. And Alex right there getting a little bit of love from his teammates.
Oh, yeah.
Cynthia very happy with his performance in that round, ripping it away from him.
Alex had one hell of a debut as the captain of this team, I have to say. For at least me watching him in the last couple of matches, it's just been quite a delight, to be frank. A breath of fresh air. I think Owner was good. I think Owner was actually kind of a shock to leave this team, in my opinion. But, I mean, man, so far, it looks like it's working out.
The calling on this roster, it feels like, you know, again, it feels like a a team that can take one T-side round and convert it into like 5 more with the way that they just kind of condition their opposition, which I just love to see. It's a real joy to watch when it's working and when it's flowing. And rounds like that, that can hit a bit of a flow state just individually from Alex here. Everyone's starting to build some faith, but they are out A right now. A little bit of pressure applied to Captain Kirka, and he is certainly overwhelmed. Nafany also able to add one to the tally here in this mid lurk. Spotting out more in connector. He's getting hunted, but help from Siren comes through just in time, and well, BetBoom put a quick shutdown to the success of Alex in the last here. It's just Hedrick now left in a 1v3.
Crashing a little bit here, our bait. Hedrick. For him to be the one to bring them over the line, it would take a lot. Now, I mean a lot. I think he just might want to try and bail out if he possibly even can, because there is somebody awaiting him on the back lines, not too far off from it. Close here. He's gotten himself tucked into CT spawn, but they're already on the hunt, on the prowl. Right here, Nafany looking to remove it, pulls a nade. Zorte was right around the corner from being posted, just a few seconds off, but it'll finish out anyway with Siren blowing up with the bomb. But removing that sniper rifle from Hedrick's grasp is going to be all the more important.
And I mean, a great way to shut down any excitement right there from the side of Bait, just to shut them down in the very next round. Now, after right now, bringing in a lot to this T side. Been able to find so many entries. Just winning out some really tough head-to-head duels versus this Bait squad, so it's good to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Alongside Magno here, a couple players that can just break it through. Happening right now, one of them. This mid control here for BetBoom has been not dealt with at all here.
What?
Just on the op right now.
Okay.
Did you just have the spawn and just stuck around with it?
I don't know, man. Give him what he wants. Give the man what he wants.
That's what Zorte is saying. He said, I might not be having the best game. Go ahead and go for the opening.
Got it, man. Tosses it back, though. So he got that level of respect. The spawn is like, oh, let me peek and I'll give it back to you. Instead, he's the teammate who actually does give it back to you. So, you know what? Props. I wouldn't give it back.
It's all mine at that point. That's a kill from Hedrick right there. That might set a lot of hesitation in. I know Jez looking to crack it open even more this time with his AK in hand and in a good position to do so. Yeah, I mean, he has to see the shoulder. There you go. The reaction right there. He's catching out Captain Kirka. But there's now a crossfire that they're dealing with. They're somehow getting past it from Catwalk and CT. They find all the kills, and now Hedrick in a very winnable situation where low HP bars are certainly present, but he's got an op. It's not the right tool. And we'll find one kill on his way out, but no kit. Not much of a chance there to really make that round happen.
Yeah, this one is just another head trick save, man. It's getting a little ridiculous. I can't opt to play this way forever. Him being the last player alive is my problem, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the constant mid pressure here that BetBoom are throwing at them, I just think that you need to have Hedrick's op be part of the sequence there and keeping control. And without it, you're gonna either have to keep on conceding that side of the map, where you're probably just gonna let them get comfortable executes from that point forward and get really good lurks going. This is it's a bit tough right there because he's just not containing some of that space in towards middle, where the bigger problem is right now, I think, for Bait. At least able to find somewhat of an opening pick right there from that replay, but this time, okay, I think he is trying to be a little bit more influential here, going for another little opening duel. He might be in the right position this time to find it.
right?
Well,
Well, I mean, okay.
There you go. He can't make it out. Though. No. Alex gonna have to pick that one up. Pick up the mantle.
Alex, I mean, he's been a jack of all trades. In a lot of these rounds, we've seen him do some pretty impressive stuff, has to be noted. With not an op yet, but soon maybe, as NPL gives him room to make his way back and even adjusting around the site. And so, isn't able to do much more in the way of damage. We'll try and get this one close enough to the bomb plant, but Senthiel not jumping through, not offering his life up. Not yet.
Walked his way through that smoke. Oh no, he's dealt with by the op. There's a small window of opportunity right there. Maybe you could have denied the bomb plant, but obviously you're expecting for some sort of coverage to come through right there in that position, and BetBoom just staking claim for another one. T side's looking sharp. It looks like they've got an excellent understanding of the next read, the next play from Bait. Try and get aggressive on A. There's just way too much resistance to meet them right there. Double up. Again, maybe a little bit of patchwork rolling through.
Perhaps, but this one left a lot more patching up to do for Bait as they're being swept aside like nothing, like yesterday's garbage by MagnoJez once again to find a dink into the bottom side of the connector, but the shots are found simultaneously. We see this one whittled away, ash into dust yet again.
There goes your double up purchase right there.
Man.
And it just sideswiped. Absolutely blasted.
It feels almost hopeless, and that's a sad thought. This team right now.
We're gonna need some resiliency out of these guys again. Which, I mean, you can definitely expect, but for now, not gonna be easy to muster that up. I think BetBoom coming into this one in tip-top shape. I know just leading the pack, but Napoli still being able to offer up firepower that definitely be happy about.
Can't be
a powerful execution right now on the A side with no resistance really there to meet, and 2 kills straight through the smoke as a cherry on top. Magno just plucks him out. I like that we get that from the CT perspective, as you can kind of just really see how hopeless this round really was.
Locked out already. FAMAS at the bottom side of connector to try and fight back in and through, and another 2 that are at least able to successfully cobble together a singular kill, but it's gonna have to be some catching off guard of everybody, but only the one. It won't really matter. From then onwards, it's NPL with the hope of a million men to try and pull them through with one more round, which will be unsuccessfully so. This is a MagnoJez half, and BetBoom up to already 9.
I think Magno just playing very well, and I think Nafity calling off the back of that, giving him a lot of chances to open things up. Lead the charge here. That's what you like to see here out of BetBoom. Let's watch this. 2 lined up right around the smoke, man. That is just devastating. Absolutely lovely. And these 3 rounds, they also include the Bait pistol and the full eco following, so kind of sounds wild, but there was only one like defensive gun round, and that was Alex's 3K actually, or 4K.
Yeah.
I just think this one feeling very, I mean, even more one-sided than the scoreline might even kind of show. Just nuts.
Well, this is a speedy bomb plant with a player gone. Maybe an opportunity to give some look of life to this map. Mirage has not been their best friend. NPL has, at the very least, looked serviceable in his own regards. He's put his name into the kill feed time and time again to try and give them a chance up into this one, finding himself at an even 10-10, and nobody else able to flood back in from the CTs on the retake, despite having that man advantage. It makes this one look a little bit lost, but Zorte even still putting a couple of shots down range. He doesn't let them get away with it all.
That's something that they definitely needed right there. Kick things off with a pistol conversion. And in a 4v5, I kind of mentioned how it can be super effective to just play retake on this A side. But also said you gotta have some jungle control, I think, to really handle some of those retakes. And they did not have that jungle control. And they also didn't quite wait for that Magnogest flank and Palace. It just felt like that was a little too late to the scene as well. So another full eco. And hey, I mean, if there's ever a way to, like, pull back a very difficult map right now, it's to win both pistols, get those clean conversions done and over with, and start to build some momentum off the back of that. And they've already checked one of those boxes.
Indeed they have, and the rest seem to be a dream. This map, slowly, looking like it's got a little bit more to it than we might have anticipated it to. As I can honestly respect the absolute speed they're throwing themselves at their opponents that you typically wouldn't have otherwise expected. And, I mean,
wow.
Confidence exuberating on the offensive. Will we see that against the full buy, though? No op? I mean, this would be a time to make a statement.
I mean, again, the speed in which this comeback could take place if they keep that pace up would be impressive. Still tough ass. Like you said, bringing in that confidence on a gun round is a whole nother story. They will claim mid control, they will claim it with quickness here, but Cynthial misses his opening duel into Siren, and they're happy with that. They get the pick, they get out. They don't need much more than that. Wanted to use the little utility they had to open things up right there. Mission accomplished. You get the 4v5, and in fact, you get a lot more damage done as well. MPL also down low. So now it's time to turtle on in towards the bomb sites. Alright, Cat. Oh, that should be spotted from Siren. I don't know if he registered it. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. Still shut down by Chiron and Siren. And they've got more. Much more on that corner here. It's got to be a flawless defense, and they try and keep that same pace up, but they do get met by the gun round.
I said that had to be a statement round. I didn't mean from BetBoom. I don't think the message got across as I wanted it to. But 10-5, doubling the score count. Step above and beyond, time and time again. Looking to do no wrong. Looking to close this one out in easy does it fashion. With that final map, I believe that was Anubis, if I'm not mistaken. That would be a real proving ground for what has been a typically 3-map affair between these two anyways, as far as I'm aware, so. Something we probably could have come to expect, but maybe not in this exact fashion. It's much more limp team from Beta Mirage than we had come to expect from yesterday's games.
I mean, you know, it was looking incredible yesterday in PL. Looking to avoid Magno completely. Managed to escape that with a opening kill right there, and opportunity for more. Snafany. Long range duel up against the MAC-10. Somehow MPL just smokes him right there. I don't know how he gets away with it. His SMG work looks way too strong. And I think this is a pretty easy answer. Just to fall back and call it a save here. Not going to be able to make much of a move on in. And Bait, they do respond with a statement. Maybe a round delayed, but could very well be flawless.
Now listen, I won't be the guy to say that I believed MPL could have made it, was cut out for the level of team that Na'Vi was when he was playing for them, right? I won't be that guy, because I was very, very unsure of him. But what I will say is that since his departure from that team and entrance onto Bait, where I thought it was just kind of be like a throwaway team for him as a player, I'm very impressed to see the level that not only he's elevated himself to, but the level that he's elevated this team to.
Again, it's one of those same things for like Hetrick. I think they really take value on the tier 1 experience that they were able to build. I can only imagine how much they were able to learn there in that short period of time. I would say more so for MPL than Hetrick, right? But yeah, I think they just bring that experience so effectively into this tier 2 space where that's not the same case here. So many of these players don't have like stage experience in the tier 2 scene. And even playing with like newer teammates as well, that experience then continue forward with other players here. But Nafany, he knows what it's like to play on a stage here.
Oh yeah.
We'll break down that first kill, and they're just plucking them out before they can even get into this site just yet. 8 sheets for the smoke, gonna just devastate them. But finally, Hetrick and Alex gonna pull things back piece by piece, and now it's a chance for Alex to show up in the clutch. 1 versus 2. Needs the headshots, and they just won't come through. BetBoom gonna lay claim there on that A exec and just show up with way too much fight there. The HEs that blow open the smoke, the amount of resources around that corner were too much to bear.
Yeah, they're looking to find themselves on the metaphorical podium at this point in time. Talk about stage experience, no stranger to winning either. Definitely with experience and results under the belt. Have to see that personified in this game as it has been so far. So great, really. As it looks to be the finisher into this round. I mean, yeah, this next one is going to be a near nothing for the T side. They're just one by one dismantled, even over the top side of the smoke, and only Ascenthiel, who's already been made note of, taken down low. And this is the walk of shame.
To lock in a little bit there. He's just gonna get flanked though. Magna's gonna complete the mission with a 3K. Quick and easy. 2 straight through the smoke, and the last with his back turn. Not a single player saw Magno in that round. But he sees them. And I think it's just coasting to the finish line now for BetBoom. Looking very confident here on their map pick. I think a series that certainly deserves 3 maps here as well. Even despite BetBoom's, or rather Bates liking to frequently 2-0ing their competition.
Certainly so, yeah. Yellow Deagle, though, okay, towards A. I mean, that's one hell of an entry to catch, and they get themselves close enough to Nafany to where they should be able to refrag upon him, but even still a man down, he's doubled up. Default box, but back turn, gun picked, and they've gotten themselves a little bit of a crunch here up through the smoke, undetected. Alex has gotten them now a much winnable position. Siren, he knows where he plays from, and even inside the smoke, it's a spam in either direction, and Alright.
A bit of echolocation right there from Alex.
A little bit.
I'll buy him some life here in this map. See how long they can hold on to that, though. This purchase still coming through here from BetBoom. It's going to be a scrappier one. Nafany on the MP9, everyone else able to have their weapon of choice, A1S or a AWP for Zorte. But, again, Magna looking to take some duels here. Wants to be the one to just finish this one. Where's the top mid right now? And the spam, oh, it's just going to collect him. Free kill right there from Captain Kirk onto a heavy hitter. But it's traded back quickly at least. Whoa.
Whoa? Okay.
Oh my god, Nafany. That is unreal.
Surely not. Not. This is still the Nafany A-bomb site. He holds on. Even gets a better weapon for what he's done, and I guess rightfully so. He's earned it. And he managed to make his way over to his teammates should they lose any more positioning in the way of this head trick spot right now. I'm pretty sure he's at ladder room. Might be able to cut off some level of a rotation. Maybe at some point, but they're playing this one so low and so slow, I don't know that'll ever come to be as 40 seconds are left. They've got to make a decision. They've got to make a call, and they're going towards the A site. Headtrick is trying to just be that linchpin, just trying to keep them out and away from getting back to A, but Zorte, he's got a perfect line of sights to help out Nafany.
I mean, even if they get out of apartments here, I think that's when Nafany's going to react. Zorte, if they slow peek into this angle, could be tough, but just a little bit of motion from Headtrick's actually going to sell a reposition. And now he has to flick downwards, but of course, good with those flicks, and he will shut things out. Headtrick left last man standing, and a clutch too tall even for him. He's running out of time, running out of steam here. And we're going to a third map right now. BetBoom, strong as ever on their map pick. Both teams looking very strong here in the opening maps, at least to an exciting Anubis to finish off this series, which, I was kind of hoping we would get to.
Yeah, man, I do love Anubis.